can read this.
Oh my God, that's so close.
I can't see it through the eyes. I just spoke with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico. It was a very friendly conversation. We had a great conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border, separating Mexico and the United States. These soldiers will be placed specifically designated to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal migrants into our country. We further agreed to immediately pause the anticipated tariffs for 1 month, period during which we will have negotiations headed by Secretary of State Rubio, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick. And I picked them all myself, really great people, and high-level representatives of Mexico. I look forward to participating in those negotiations with President Sheinbaum, Scheinball, you name it. It's really great, as we attempt to achieve a deal between our two countries. Yeah, so we're getting a border deal.
I have zero faith in him, but her I like. So this could potentially, and I also think she's probably a whole hell of a lot smarter than they are. Sure. I have a feeling she's like I would love to be a fly on the wall of her talking about having to deal with Donald Trump, like to her private people. I would love to hear, because I'd love to talk to her. She's very cool. I
think Trump has a crush on her.
And I also, like I said, I don't think, you know how I told you he is not going to go at her.
No.
I called it. He will not go at her. I think he will be so respectful. And the truth is, she commands it.
She does.
She's not going to tolerate, that's very clear. And I think he sees that he can't fuck with her.
No, because Trump also recognizes a equally capable opponent when she could easily throw at him, well, you know, Donald, you say you're such a great president, and yet our country has health care, education, and people actually want to vacation here more than they want to vacation in the U.S. People want to come and live in the U.S., but they don't necessarily want to go vacation.
Not usually a lot of Mexicans, to be honest with you. The majority of people that are coming are not. I mean, it's not like that.
No. Come on, I want to go to Baja, Mexico.
I also think from a PR perspective, and I said this before, that it would be it would look very poor on him to attack her. And I think that it is, one, because it's a woman. I do. And because she's just a very competent, capable woman. He's not going to mock her.
I would say that that's certainly possible. Trump's got probably, like every billionaire, has these weird fetishes and fantasies.
I don't think he was ever at the island, though.
No, but as I said, if he was, that definitely would have come out.
That's what, yeah.
I just don't think, I just honestly, as simple as I have to say this, Jen, but it's the truth, I just don't think Trump is a child fucker. I don't
he's
get that
lechy and disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't think he's not a pederast. No. I didn't.
Even though there was countless photos of Biden inappropriately touching children. Could you imagine if there was a video of Trump inappropriately touching children?
The only thing Trump that I found icky and inappropriate was how he has spoken about his daughter. And some of the stuff that some of the photos and some of the stuff between him and his daughter, I have found icky. But no, I don't find him to be a pederast.
Yeah. Well, here was the response. This is the ultimate neoliberal / neocon response to this. Bill Kristol, the deep state is far preferable to the Trump state. Please keep talking. Please keep talking. Just keep going. You are sowing your demise every day.
Read that response. I like that first response.
Hello, Mr. Kristol. For you, the deep state is preferable because you are listed as the president of Defending Democracy, which is an indirect beneficiary of USAID through Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors. You are exposed.
There's always an ulterior motive for these people. Always. It's never philosophical for these people. People like Bill Kristol are the WCCC. Like, these people are just complete tools of the party.
As far as I'm concerned, he should have been fire squatted a long time ago. This is a man who is I mean, when you talk about the people responsible for 1 million dead Iraqis, he is as high on the hog as possible. This man is as responsible as anybody for the Iraq invasion. That's what he was known for. You're talking about the Heritage Foundation. I mean, this guy is as much of a Bush-Cheney neocon as it can possibly get, and he is no longer welcomed in the Republican Party. Now, will the Republican Party completely change for good in terms of their neocon directives? Maybe. But the Democratic Party is all too ready, willing, and able to welcome them in. So the swamp dwelling continues. It doesn't just change. And you can rest assured that it's only going to get worse as we go forward. But what is Trump's motivation? I don't know. He took $100 million from Miriam Adelson, who was also the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, in case you guys didn't know that. I didn't know that.
How long ago did that happen? Like, how long was Mark? I mean, because
Mark sold his interests. I don't know if it was before October 7th or if it was within sort of like a time frame close to it.
But recently is what you're saying, like within recent history, he sold her the Mavericks.
Very recently to Miriam Adelson, yes.
Gross. I'm so glad that Avery is not affiliated with that team anymore. That's all I can say.
And on top of that, you saw the trade that the Mavericks did with the Lakers, giving away.
How would I see this? How would I see this?
So Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. It's a trade. Listen, Anthony Davis is a really good, if not great player, but Luka Doncic is a generational player. And Avery Johnson came out and made a statement basically saying, are the Mavericks out of their fucking minds?
He did.
Yeah.
Where is he now? I don't even where's Avery now?
I don't know if he's just commentating. I don't know.
Yeah.
What he's these days.
Because you know that Reese's middle name is for Avery Johnson.
Well, what's even more interesting is Miriam Adelson. And if you're a Dallas sports fan, keep this in mind, guys, because she's another Howard Schultz. And no, it's not about her being Jewish, but she's also a Zion Nazi. Schultz probably is too. I don't know enough about him as far as that goes. But what I can tell you is that Miriam Adelson has every intention of taking the Dallas Mavericks out of Dallas and relocating them to Las Vegas. So if she creates enough hatred for that franchise in lieu of what's going on right now, don't say we didn't warn you. And Bill Kristol's a Zion Nazi as well.
For sure. For sure. What else you got today? What else we got today? Is Josh coming on? We're
waiting for our last guest who wants to come on and share how he's going to beat his own Zion Nazi challenger.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. But our new press secretary had a very interesting statement to make earlier today. So let's play it real quick.
Do you know what expertise he has in the areas of global health or humanitarian aid to be able to assess what's happening at USAID?
Well, first of all, Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also...
Hold on a second here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is just needs to happen. I can't with this. Sorry. Okay.
That's a bootlicker.
That's a bootlicker right there.
By the way, the best thing that Trump has done as president so far is this. John Brennan, John Bolton, and James Clapper, along with about 45 other people in the national security state, no longer have access to the White House or the Capitol or the intelligence agencies.
That's not a bad thing.
That's not bad at all.
No, that's a positive. But okay, we could bring back the bootlicker. Sorry about that. Sorry, bring back the bootlicker.
A little bit of common sense, and I think the American people really appreciate that when it comes to the federal government, because it seems like all common sense has been lost in this city, and that's what you see when you look at USAID. I know Secretary Rubio made some comments about how he will be acting as the director over that agency, and here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look, because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
Wait, Bill. So that's the new press secretary?
That is the new press secretary.
She won't make it 6 months.
Okay.
Mark my words. She won't make it 6 months.
I appreciate anybody who wants to bring up waste, fraud, and abuse in our government. We've got plenty of it. Would you like to start with the Pentagon? Would you like to see what real waste, fraud, and abuse looks like?
Right.
With all due respect, and I can't stand the DEI bullshit, you're going to complain about a $32,000 or $47,000 spending spree. Clearly by the Democrats, we know that. But when it comes to the Uniparty, you want to talk about multi-billion-dollar waste, fraud, and abuse contracts that are given to Lockheed Martin, to Boeing, to Raytheon. When are you going to talk about that? You're not going to talk about it, are you? No, of course not. You know why? Because they have the type of money to actually affect who serves in Congress and who doesn't. And that's it. So
that's what I've said from the beginning. Unless they go after the Pentagon, it's a wasted. There's no point. There's no point, because it's a drop in the bucket. Same as dealing with climate crisis or, like emissions. It's like, unless you're dealing with the military industrial complex, unless you're going to deal with the Pentagon, then that's the culprit.
David, unfortunately, the number is substantially higher than that, because remember, it was $2 trillion a day before 9/11 in 2001. You can imagine how much waste, fraud, and abuse has happened since the war on terror began. And yes, there's definitely something to be said for that. And Fuzzy Balls is correct. Project Ukraine has been 100% waste, fraud, and abuse. And BlackRock is just licking their chops at the prospect of completely redeveloping the nation once this is officially over, which I believe it will be, probably within Trump's first 100 days.